YouTubers, how you doing? Today is my grandma's 89th birthday. 89 years she's been on this planet.
Yay.
Just think of all the things that she got to see in that 89 years. All the things and all the changes and all the events that have occurred in the last 89 years. I mean, it's like, wow, you know, when you really think about it. So, here's my grandma. Hi, Grandma.
Hello.
So,
where do you want me to start? I'll start in Baltimore.
okay.
I went there because my husband was in the service and he was stationed just outside Fort Meade.
Fort Meade, okay.
Yeah. And I would go to the officers' club and wait, and then I could have dinner with him and be with him for the evening. And then I'd have to go home on the bus again, all the way from Fort Meade to Baltimore. And there I had to catch a cab to go to my apartment, which was on the other side of Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty brave for a young 21-year-old.
Right, yeah.
And to be in that big city all by yourself. I never was anything like that before. I was in there all by myself. But I stayed there until he was sent overseas.
You lived with a rabbi, didn't you? Or, you rented from a rabbi.
No, it was a Jewish family,
right.
But the rabbi came every Friday and played cards. And I almost fell over the banister listening to him.
But you had a good time. I mean, those people treated you really well, didn't
yes,
they?
Yes, they did. They were very nice to me.
And Grandpa was in charge of he was a lieutenant, wasn't he?
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
And
he got his second lieutenant, then he got to be a first lieutenant, and he was just about going to get to be a captain when he was released.
Right, and he was in charge of an all-black group, wasn't he?
Yes, at one time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I remember you telling me a story about how you went to the base to go see him, and all the guys saw you, and they were like, woohoo!
They all turned
whistling.
around. They all turned. He's trying to get them to attention, you know, like they always do. They have a big... And they saw me. They didn't know who I was. So, and they turned all around. Did he yell at him? I never heard him yell so much in my life.
So... out of all the 89 years, if you can think of one significant event that occurred, either in the world or with you, what comes to mind? My mother!
You're so modest. That wasn't till after the war, though.
Yes. Yes, but was there anything that, like, stood out in your mind and you went, wow, I can't believe that just happened, or...
Oh, there was so much. It was something different every day at that time.
Yeah.
So I can't even remember.
Pearl Harbor?
Oh, yes, I remember Pearl
Harbor.
I wasn't there for Pearl Harbor, I was home.
Yeah.
That was
You and
before.
Dad were doing what?
I don't remember.
You said you were sitting at the dining table.
Yeah, I remember
Sitting
that.
at the dining table, doing what?
Writing our invitations
Your
for the
wedding
wedding.
invitation.
Yes, I did remember.
Yeah.
At 89, I can still remember. Okay. That's right, we were. Because we got married in January, yep.
So you were sitting there writing out your wedding invitations,
Yes.
and that's when you heard on the radio that Pearl
Pearl
Harbor had
Harbor.
happened? Wow. And Grandpa was already in the military at that time, wasn't he? Or did he...
He had gotten his draft
Notice.
Oh, he got his draft notice. Okay. So, well, that's why you guys wanted to, like, take care of that before he went off to war.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Right. Wow, that's crazy. And where were you on 9/11?
You and I were on the telephone talking.
Yes, we were.
When we were just talking, and I think we both saw it at the same time.
Yes, we did. Yeah, we saw... Grandma and I were on the phone together talking about the first plane that had hit the buildings, and the second plane hit.
We saw it hit.
We saw it hit. We
saw
were
it
both
hit.
watching the TV
Yep.
at the same time we saw it hit, and we both just started screaming.
Yep. That I won't forget.
Yeah, that's one of the things in my life that I will never forget.
Yeah.
That's that and the Challenger accident in 1986
Yes.
when the Challenger blew up. I mean, for you, it's probably Kennedy getting shot.
Kennedy is
Oh,
my
yeah.
defining moment.
And
yes.
there were two
I was
Kennedys.
home from school. I was home
Oh,
from school that day. I had broken up with a boyfriend the day before.
And so you couldn't handle
But we
Pulaski, that was.
we heard about it on the TV, and I got to watch. I watched the whole thing from morning till night on TV. And
I remember.
I was at home on
I remember.
83rd Street.
Yep.
where I live now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were at the kitchen table then. And we I won't forget that either.
Yeah, it's kind of strange how all of us, all three generations of women in this room that are related, we all had something in our lifetime that was a defining moment, not just for us, but really for the whole world, you know? And it just makes me wonder, you know, it makes me a little sad, actually. We have all this technology, we have all this science, and we know, you know, ethically and morally what is right and wrong, and yet this world is so far from being ethical or moral, and it just, it makes me a little sad, but that it seems like it's getting worse, not better.
Well, I think of all the things that I went through, like with the wars and everything, and or going overseas and all, when I think about all that, there were a lot of things in my 89 years. I should have written everything down because I won't even remember it, you know.
Right.
But I won't forget the little black cat.
The little black cat in Baltimore.
Yeah, it would walk across. It was a straight. It would walk across all the rows because we were in the row houses, you know. It would climb over and would look at my window. I had to let it in.
Oh.
And I went to the corner store and I got a smoked fish.
Smoked fish?
So from then on, I had to feed the cat smoked fish. It was there every day.
That's awesome. That's where my love for animals comes from, right there and right there.
When I think of it, I've had a good life.
Yes, you have.
I really have. I mean, those 2 years that he was overseas, I didn't consider good, but the rest of it was good.
I think that one of the things, though, that I will treasure the most in knowing you and being a part of your life is the fact that despite everything that has ever happened to our family or to the world, your faith has remained rock solid, you know, and that is something that's another thing that's very rare in this world right now. You know, people lack faith. And, I mean, you can see it happening in the world. It's not just America. It's the whole world that's going through that right now. And I think a return to faith, and I'm not saying that I'm not trying to be preachy. I'm not saying that you should do anything, be a part of any religion. You know, I'm not condoning or saying anything bad about any religion right now. I just would like to see a return to faith, period, where people actually believe in a God and understand that everything that they do in their lives should be to glorify that God. Every talent that you have
is from him.
Everything that's good in your life has come from God, has been bestowed upon you because of God. And that's one thing I have to say about my grandma is she's feisty. She doesn't let anybody push her around. And if they do, she's got her cane right there.
Oh, yes.
Don't you, Grandma?
Oh, yeah.
And she'll smack him with her cane. But she also has had a steadfast, rock-solid faith in God. And I feel very privileged to have been influenced by that because I know that every crazy thing that has happened in my life, if I didn't have my faith to fall back on, I would have nothing. So we're here celebrating Grandma because Grandma's awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Here, here.
Yoo-hoo! Oh, I gotta show you the cake. Look, I made my grandma a cake, and I'm not a baker. But I made a cake. It might totally suck, but at least it's pretty. Look at that. Look at that. Happy birthday, Grandma, 89. Okay, YouTubers, that was enough, I guess.
And your brothers cooked the dinner.
Yes. Yes.
They cooked the ham and potatoes and veggies.
It's about time those men learn how to cook.
And all I did was
they do a lot
write
of
down the instructions.
They do
Okay.
a lot of cooking, though, don't they?
All right, I'm going to let you guys go. But thanks for listening, and have a good day. Oh, Mom's saying goodbye.
Bye.
There's Wendy. There's David.
Where's Douglas?
Okay, bye-bye.